right, everybody. Fourth game of the weekend. Let's see how it goes tonight. This morning, or this earlier game was not what the boys were hoping for. Let's see if they can turn it around here this game. A great night last night, beating Fox Motors. But unfortunately, a couple losses here this weekend. I think officially they'll be, the highest they can get will be 5th place, so they will not be able to make it to the semifinals tomorrow. They'll still get a consolation game. All right, here we go. We're going to start with Weston Trigo in net. We'll have Brighton Russo, Nixon Lukes at wing, Holden Gentner at center, Jace Albert, and Luke Wolf back at D. Sends it around up to Russo, up to Gentner, kept in at the blue line. All right, finally out of the zone. Bomer and Hubbard come in at D. Mason gets waved off there. Reverse back to Bomer and back up to Cones. Cones flips it up to Myers. And Myers gets his own. Volkevich to his left. Shot. Rebound. That's a goal. All right. Nice puck movement there to start the game. 1-0. That's a goal from Thomas Volkevich. Off a rebound from a shot from Jack Myers. All right, same lines. Hubbard's got it, sends it up to Cones. Cones will dump it. Bomer and Hubbard go off. Wolf and Albert come on. Volkevich takes it to the center. Another shot. And deflects up and out of play. All right, we'll have Serovi, Signs, Clausen up front. Wolf and Albert still back at D. Save there from Trigo. We will bring in Bomer and Hubbard at D. We'll stick with our forward lines of Clausen, Serovi, and Signs. And Signs wins the faceoff. Back to Bomer. Bomer up to Clausen. Got it, sends it across to Hubbard and up to Signs. Serovi dumps it in and Bomer reads that and Wolf gets it up to Serovi. Serovi will get it in, dump it, and he'll go off for a change. We've got Lukes, Gentner, and Luchansky up front. Albert and Wolf back at D. Sends it up the boards, and the Marauders dump it in. Puck's chipped up and out of the zone, and Luchansky's going to pressure. Gentner, Luke stay out. We get Hubbard and Bomer come on. And puck's kept in at the blue line. Kevich sends it back to Hubbard, up to Lukes, and Lukes will dump. We got Wukevich and Myers and Russo up front. Bomer dumps it down into the corner. And Bomer keeps him to the outside. Myers comes up with it. He's got Russo to his left, and we got Albert and Hubbard that came in for D. Russo with it. Puck skirts to the middle, still has it, and Cones comes up with it. Brings it in, takes it into the corner. Hubbard and Bomer back out. Nice stick there from Bomer. And he's got some room, he'll dump it in. We've got Clausen and Signs up front. Sorovi's up front. And that's an ice. Hubbard's got it. And back to Hubbard. That goes in. All right, 0-1. We've got Wolf and Albert in a D. Lukes, Gentner, Luchansky up front. Gentner's got it. Shot goes in. All right. Music City gets a goal. We get one back. Toledo goes up 2-1. That was Holden Gentner with that goal. Hubbard at D, Russo, Myers, and Wilkevich up front. Bomer goes into the corner, taps it up to Myers. Myers plays it off the boards, tries to get it up to Wilkevich. Bomer's got it. That's going to go for offsides. All right, we'll keep Bomer and Hubbard out at D. We'll have Russo, Myers, Wilkevich up front. Russo comes up with it off the face-off. Gets it up to Cones, and Cones will dump it in. We've got Wolf and Albert come in for D. Sarovi, Cones, and Signs up front. Albert dumps it in. All right, Albert's got it, dumps it, and the D will go for a change. You get a couple of the forwards change out too. And Hubbard's back with it. Sends it up to Clausen. And Signs is able to tap it away at the blue line. Back up to Clausen. We got Luke's out as the other forward with Gentner and Clausen. Back to Bomer. Comes it up the boards to Gentner. Oh, just out of his reach. Comes back to the blue line. Lachansky keeps it in. A little trip there, but no call. Gentner comes up with it, dumps it in. Russo brings it in. Bomer keeps it in the blue line, dumps it back in. Myers keeps it in. We've got Myers, Russo, Lachansky up front. Lachansky goes off though, and Wilkevich comes on. We'll have Bomer and Hubbard back at D. Hubbard keeps it in. Russo to the slot, and Music City comes it with it. And Trigo covers that. All right, we get Albert and Wolf come in. Cone, Sign, Cherokee up front. High stick, so they called. That'll be a high stick on us. Sign's got his stick up in the air, kind of came down on the other player's shoulder or helmet. It wasn't much, but high stick nonetheless. All right, we've got Bomer and Hubbard back at D. Lukes and Cones up front. Waiting for the penalty to go up on the scoreboard before they drop the puck. This happened with Roman's penalty last night too. There it goes. All right. Face-off win to Music City. Nice block there from Nixon. He might get a scoring chance here. Gets caught from behind, and puck's still loose. Oh, man, off the side of the net. Lukes came off with a hobbled foot there. I think he's all right, but he was kind of hobbling as and we get a trip coming up against us. Hubbard will go to the box. Nope, they take Bomer instead. They got the wrong guy, but that's all right. Bomer was at the end of his shift. All right, we'll be on a 5-on-3. Wolf sends it around, up to the blue line, but not out. Hubbard blocks his shot. He is hurt. Puck's out of the zone. Hubbard's going to hobble off. Nice save, Trigo. Trigo covers. All right, we got 16 seconds left on one, 43 seconds left on the other. We'll have Russo, Albert, and Wolf at D right now. Russo. All right, that'll go for icing. Seven seconds left on the first penalty here. might have hit 2 skates on the way in. That's all right. We'll be back to 5-on-5. Yeah, that hit like 2 skates and it deflected up in the air and changed directions and went over Trigo's shoulder. Not much a goaltender can do with that. All right, we'll have Hubbard and Bomer and a D, Russo, Wilkevich, Gentner up front. Bomer sends it to Hubbard. That'll be an icing. Back in the corner to Bomer and flips it over to Hubbard. And out of the zone. Oh, on the blue line, but not out. And puck comes down. Nice. Got Albert and Wolf and a D right now. And that goes offsides. All right. Luke's, Signs, Cones up front. Albert and Wolf still back at D. About 17 seconds left in the period here. Comes it around to Wolf. And that'll be the end of the first period. Score 2-2. All right, start of the second period here. We'll have Jack Hubbard, George Bomer back at D, Jack Myers at center, Evan Luchansky, Braxton Clausen at wing. Dump down into the corner. Bomer sends it up the boards. jumped out of the zone. Keeps it in. We're going to get a penalty here. That was more of just an incidental collision, but what's that? I don't know. We'll be on the penalty kill here. Gentner will go to the box. I think that was just kind of an unintentional collision. Gentner looked like he tried to avoid it at the last second, and they just hit shoulder to shoulder. All right, Lukes and Russo up front. Albert and Wolf at D. Face-off win to Music City. Tips loose in front of the net, and we get a whistle. Same lines. Wolf has it, and he's gonna chip it down the ice. Albert's in the corner. About 20 seconds left here on this penalty kill. We've been unable to get a change. Well, there we go. Oh, kept in, but it's going to come out. And we get Bomer and Hubbard come in at D. That could have been a penalty there against Music City, but Bomer up to Gentner and up to Russo. We are back to 5-on-5. Puck's back to Bomer. And Bomer dumps it in. Who we got up front? Myers is up front. Gentner's still up front. Lukes is up front. Lukes brings it in the zone. And it's going to get dumped down. That'll be an icing. All right, Albert and Wolf at D. We've got Signs up front, Sarovi and Lukes at D. I'm sorry, not at D, at wing. Comes up to Wolf. Oh. All right, Albert's back. Trego got a piece of that. up to Signs, trying to get it out of the zone, gets it out at least. And should be enough to get a change. We get Bomer and Hubbard come in at D. Keep our forwards out. And Signs sends it to Luke. Luke makes a little move, but gets away from him. Keep Bomer and Hubbard at D. Wokevich, Russo, Cones up front. I don't know about that either. They're just going for the puck. It's like they've let most of the physical play go, but then just kind of randomly call one here and there. Just somewhat inconsistent. And they're saying Hubbard may have just got his elbow up on that. And all right, we'll have penalty kill here. Bomer and Albert at D. Wokevich and Russo up front. Bomer's got it. Sends it around the boards and out of the zone. Two-on-one develops. Bomer pokes it away. Got it, sends it up and around the boards. Weird bounce. Clears that out. Trego makes the initial save and pucks to the blue line, but not out. And Bomer chips it up into the corner and up to the blue line. Bomer's back with a penalty's almost over. Chip down, and that'll go for an ice. Got about 6 seconds left here on the penalty kill. All right, we'll have Wolf, Myers, Cones, Signs, and then Hubbard will join them when he comes out of the box. There we go. All right, that should be enough to kill off the penalty. Cones dumps it in. Hubbard goes on the ice. Got a stoppage or a whistle. Know if the strap came loose on the goalie. Yeah. Weston's strap came loose on his helmet, so they blew the whistle. All right, we'll have Hubbard and Bomer at D, Cones, Myers, Luchansky up front. Luchansky has it, dumps it in. Albert and Wolf back at D. And puck is out of the zone up to Luchansky. And he'll take it deep into the corner. We've got Luchansky out with Gentner and Lukes right now up front. All right, Wolf goes back with it. Up to Luke, and tries to dump it in, but must have hit either a stick or boards or something, and slowed down. We'll get an offsides. We'll bring in Bomer and Hubbard at D, Gentner at center, Russo and Lukes. Hubbard sends it around to Bomer. Bomer gets it up to Lukes. And Lukes tries to get it to Russo. Bomer's got it. Flips it up into the neutral zone. Bomer's got it, sends it to Hubbard, up to Russo, tries to get it across, but it's deflected. All right, Hubbard over to Bomer, Bomer to Lukes. And we'll get it deep and we'll get a change. We get Albert and Wolf come in at D. Albert comes up with that and starts skating it. Albert, Clausen, Sorovi are in deep. Wolf and Signs up at the point. All right, Bomer and Hubbard at D, Wokevich, Myers, and Combs up front. Looks back to Hubbard, back low to Wokevich, shot, rebound, still loose. Myers. Back to Bomer, sends it into the corner, down to Cones. Cones still working with it. We need more. Oh, that goes in. Nice. What's that?
Hey, Joe, did their own guy put that in? Huh? Did their own guy put that
in? The initial shot was on Cones, and I think the goalie got the first stop, and then I think maybe the defenseman tried to handle it right in front of the goalie and knocked it in. That'll count for a goal for Cam Cones, though. All right, Toledo goes up 3-2. We'll have Wolf and Albert at D, Luchansky, Gentner, and Russo up front. Puck battle down in the corner. Swirts up to Luchansky and up to the blue line, but not out. Just need to get it out of the zone here if we can. Gentner's got it, tries to chip it up to Russo. Gets through. Russo gets a shot. Goes high. Luchansky tries to get it low. And Luchansky's got it. We got Gentner going out. Sroby's on. Signs is on. Bomer and Hubbard at D. Lukes is on. And Signs has it. Makes a move. And back to Bomer, over to Wolf. Puck is dumped in. All right, Albert and Wolf are out at D right now. Luke, Signs, and Clausen up front. And Wolf picks up the puck at center ice, carries it in, and that goes in. It's on the line. Oh man, that was so close. If there was a goal cam, that probably was in, but I don't know that the ref actually had clear visual on it, and so no goal. Nice work there by Wolfie.
That was in. That was definitely in.
It looked like it was in, but like I said, unless the ref actually sees it with his own eyes in the net, most of them won't call it. Which is the way it should be. We had a better view here than where he did, but all right, Bomer and Hubbard out at D, Myers, Clausen, and who else? Myers, Clausen, and Cones up front. Up with it, dumps it in, that'll be nice. And we got 24 seconds left in the first period here. Wolf and Albert back at D. Volkevich, Gentner, Russo up front. Puck's out of the zone. That was offsides. Russo comes up with it. Got Volkevich to his right. And that will be the end of the period. All right, end of the second. Toledo up by 1, 3-2. All right, start of the third. We'll have Holden Gentner at center, Tom Wukevich at right wing, Brighton Russo at left wing, Jack Hubbard, and George Bomer back at D. Back with it, up to Russo, up to Gentner. Gentner stops to look, gets it over to Bomer, and dumps it in. That's kept in, Gentner's got it, tries to get it across to Russo, got it through. Russo tried to one-time it in and couldn't. All right, we've got Hubbard out with Wolf right now at D. And nice save there from Trigo. Oh, is his strap undone? If you need to go help him with it, I can man this.
I don't know if I can get down.
If you go around, I think you can cut through. Okay. Yeah.
Shit, we used to big resume.
Okay. We've got Wolf and Albert back at D. Sorry. Luchansky, Sorobi, and Signs up front. Bomer and Hubbard come on. Signs has it behind the net. Oh, nice pass there to Sorobi. Just missed the stick. Need a back check here. Bomer comes up with it, banks it off the glass and out of the zone. We'll get a change. Luke's on the forecheck. And Cones comes up with it, sends it back to Wolf. Back to Albert. Back to Wolf. And puts it up to Luke's. And up to Myers. Back to Wolf at the blue line, sends it towards the net, and still loose. And goaltender covers. Russo, Gentner, Wukevich up front. Wolf and Albert back at D. Over to Russo. Shot misses. Russo's got it. It's a shot on net. We got Hubbard and Bomer in a D. Stick from Bomer there. Gentner skates it in. Check to the head there. Gonna be yeah, he went high with it. I don't know. Yeah, that kid's lucky that was just a minor and not a misconduct, a game misconduct. All right, Hubbard and Wolf back at D. Myers, Cone, Signs up front. We are on the power play here. Signs brings it in. Kept in at the blue line by Hubbard. Back up to the point. Hubbard keeps it in, and puck is out of the zone. Hubbard's got it. Over to Signs. Puck is sent down. That'll be an icing unless we get there first. Nope, that's nice. What's that? All right. Gentner, Wojciech, Russo up front, Albert and Bomer at D. Back to Albert, over to Bomer, back to Albert. He's going to have a good shooting lane. Ooh, could have shot it. Albert's got it, sends it to Bomer. We got to take some shots, guys. Had a few really good shooting lanes with a little bit of traffic, and that works too. I'll forget I said anything. Good job, boys. Y'all know better than me. That's a goal. I'm saying they had a couple of good shooting lanes from the point where they could have shot it.
But nobody was in front of the net.
Yeah. Oh.
I think that was another one goal.
Was it? I don't know who scored that one, but all right. Toledo goes up 4-2. So I will say that I don't think it's possible for us to play in the semifinals tomorrow. We'll probably just have a consolation game. Music City does need to win this if they want to play in the semifinals. If they win, they're in. If they lose, they're out. So Roby's got it. Sends it over to Luke's. And Wolf's got it. Sends it up to Luke's and dumps in. We've got Myers, Sorovi, Luke's up front, Albert and Wolf back at D. Offsides. Same forward lines. We'll change out our D. We'll bring in Bomer and Hubbard. Chips it up the boards. Nice save there from Trigo. will keep Bomer and Hubbard at D. We'll have Gentner, Luchansky, Cones up front. Gentner passes over to Cones, gets his own. Tries to get it up to Gentner, just out of his reach. Albert and Wolf come in at D. Nice stick there from Wolf. Has it, sends it to Luchansky, dumps it in. Hubbard and Bomer come in at D. Signs and Clausen join Luchansky. Oh man, looked like the bottom of the post and out. Or the crossbar, I mean. Luchansky goes off, Russo goes on. Over to Bomer and sends it up to Signs. Up to Russo. Oh, Russo centered it and Clausen just got through him. It up the board. I feel like we are in like slow motion right now. Puck's up to Hubbard. And up to Clausen and out of the zone. Oh, we bring in Vukevich, Lukes, Myers, Albert, and Wolf at D. That's a Wolf. I think they said that was offsides. Are they gonna... I guess they are going to count it. The one ref said that was off, so I don't know how that's rolled. Buck's out of the zone, so Toledo's still up by 1. Be nice to get one more just for icing on the cake here. We still got a lot of hockey left to play. Bomer with the puck. Sends it into the corner. And we got a penalty coming up against someone here. It's like a Music City player's going to the box. We'll be on the power play here. All right, we'll have Bomer and Hubbard at D, Lukes, Myers, Gentner up front. All right, Bomer's got it. Kicks it up to Myers, up to Gentner, back to Hubbard. Dumps it in. Kept in at the blue line. Walks it in, shot. Right off the face mask. Ooh, Gentner almost got that kind of bouncing puck there. Luke's has it. Keeps it deep. Luke still has it. A little bit of a trip. No call. Bomer's going to walk up on that and get a shot. This goes over the net. Hubbard's got it. Walks to the center. Shot goes wide. Reverses to Hubbard. Penalty's over. We're back to 5-on-5. Gentner's got it. Up to Luke's. We get a line change here. We've got Albert and Wolf back at D. Signs, Russo, and Wojciech up front. Puck goes deep. Sends it back to Albert, shot, and goalie snags it. All right. Wolf, Albert still at D. Steins, Wojciech, Russo up front. Signs comes up with it. We get lucky there. All right, a little over 2 minutes left here. Toledo still up by 1. We'll bring on Bomer and Hubbard. Myers, Lukes, and Cones up front. Bomer to Hubbard. By Bomer. Luke goes to shoot it. Doesn't get much on it. Nice stick there from Hubbard and chipped out of the zone. Got an empty net for Music City. Will be 6 players out for the Marauders, 5 out for Toledo. We'll keep Bomer and Hubbard in at D. We'll have Gentner, Russo, Luchansky up front. Goes behind the net. Hubbard's able to poke it up. Still in the zone. To the blue line. Not out. Let's clear it. There we go. Fine. It's going to go for icing, maybe. Oh, Music City player quit skating, so no icing. Wolf's going to try to keep it in. Oh, comes out. We've got Wolf and Albert out at D right now. Albert takes it behind the net. Russo's gonna go. Blocks it with, I think, with his stick, kind of deflects it up. stop there from Trigo. Chancey's got it. Chip it up. There we go. Okay, we'll get one of our 2D change out. We've got Hubbard and Wolf out right now. Nice block there from Gentner. Puck is chipped down. And it's going to be an icing with 3 seconds left. We'll have Bomer and Hubbard come in at D. We'll have Myers, Cones, Lukes up front. The clock never started. That should be it. That's the game. Yeah, all right. That's it. Clock didn't start at the end, which is kind of scary when that happens. Whoa, these kids are playing football right in front of us. What's that? All right, nice win. 2-2 for the weekend. I think so. That Las Vegas team that we played also is going to end up 2-2, and since they beat us head to head, I think they'll get the nod for 4th place. So I think we'll end up with the consolation game in the morning. I don't know what time yet, but check with your families, and we'll let you know. All right, see you then.